Assalamualaikum student, welcome to the e-classes of Sufa English High School. This is continuing of geography chapter number 2. So let's start. In the previous video we learn about the moon's motions, perigee and apogee phases of the moon. Now we are going to learn about eclipse. The orbital path of the earth and that of the moon are not in the same plane. The moon's revolutionary orbit makes an angle of about 5 degrees with that of the earth. As a result, the moon intersects the plane of the earth orbit twice during one revolution on each new moon day. The lines joining the earth and the sun and the moon make an angle of 0 degree, whereas on each full moon day this angle is of 180 degree. Even so, the sun, the earth and the moon not be in one straight line in the same plane on every new moon or full moon day. Hence, eclipses do not occur on each new moon or full moon. See figure 2.4. However, sometimes on a new moon day or a full moon day, the three fall in one line and are in the same plane. Eclipse occur on such occasion. Eclipse may be solar or lunar. So the orbit part of the earth around the sun and that of the moon around the earth are not in the same plane. The moon's revolutionary orbit makes an angle of about 5 degrees with that of the earth. As a result, the moon intersects the plane of the earth's orbit twice during one revolution. The sequence of the sun, the earth and the moon on the new moon day, that is sun, moon, earth. Okay, even so, the lines joining the sun, the moon and the earth may not make an exact angle of 0 degree on every new moon day. The sequence of the sun, the earth and the moon on the full moon day is sun, earth, moon. Even so, the lines joining the sun, the earth and the moon may not make an exact angle of 180 degree on every full moon day. On every new moon day and full moon day, the sun, the earth and the moon may not be in one straight line in the same plane. Therefore, the eclipse do not take place on every new moon day and full moon day. On same new moon day and full moon day, the sun, the earth and the moon fall in one straight line in the same plane. Eclipse occur on such occasion. Eclipse may be solar or lunar. Okay, now here is the example and the diagram given here. This is the sun, earth and moon. Okay, they are in sequence: sun, earth and moon. Angle between the planes of orbits. Okay, now solar eclipse. If the moon is between the sun and the earth, the shadow of the moon fall on the earth. At such a time, these three celestial objects are on the same plane and fall in one line. Hence the place on the earth where the moon's shadow falls experience a solar eclipse. This shadow is of two types. The central portion of the shadow, if darker, and the periphery is light in the area of dark shadow on the earth. The sun becomes completely invisible. This condition is known as total solar eclipse. However, during the same period at the place where the shadow is lighter, the sun disk appear partially covered. This condition is described as partial solar eclipse. See figure 2.5. 2.5 total solar eclipse is seen in a very limited region of the earth. Okay, if the moon is between the sun and the earth, the shadow of the moon falls on the earth. At such a time, these three celestial bodies are in the same plane and fall in one line. Hence, the place on the earth where the moon's shadow falls experience a solar eclipse. Okay, now the shadow of the moon is two types. The central portion of the shadow is darker and the periphery is light. In the area of the dark shadow of the moon on the earth, the sun becomes completely invisible. This condition is known as a total solar eclipse. During the period of solar eclipse, at the place where the shadow of the moon is light, the sun disk appear partially covered. This condition is known as a partial solar eclipse. Sometimes on the day of eclipse, the moon is in apogee position. As a result, from a very small region of the earth, only an illuminated edge of the sun disk is seen in the form of a ring. This condition is known as a annular solar eclipse. Okay. Now, here is the diagram of partial solar eclipse, figure 2.5, total and partial solar eclipse. So here is the moon and the sun and the earth. Earth is the half dark position. Okay, this is the partial solar eclipse diagram. Total and partial solar eclipse diagram. Okay. Now the lunar eclipse. A lunar eclipse occurs when the moon others the shadow of the earth while revolving around it. At this time, it is necessary that the earth is between the sun and the moon, and all the three of them are in the same plane on a full moon day. The moon's path of revolution passes through the thick shadow of the earth. If the sun is totally hidden within the shadow, we see a total lunar eclipse, and if only a part of the moon is in the shadow, we see a partial lunar eclipse. Okay, if the earth is between the sun and the moon, the shadow of the earth fall on the moon. At such time, these three celestial bodies are in the same plane and fall in one line. A lunar eclipse occurs when the moon enters the shadow of the earth while revolving around itself. On a full moon day, sometimes the moon is totally hidden, means छुप जाता है, पूरी तरीके से छुप जाता है within the thick shadow of the earth. This condition is known as a total lunar eclipse. On a full moon day, sometimes only a part of the moon is hidden within the thick shadow of the earth. This condition is known as a partial lunar eclipse. Now see figure 2.88, total and partial lunar eclipse. Here is given the sun, earth and the moon. So see, those total lunar eclipse and the partial lunar eclipse, both condition are given here. Okay student, it is enough for today. We will continue in the next video. Thank you.